All right, welcome back to part three of my favorite knives in 2024. Again, this is not these knives I didn't necessarily purchase in 2024, but they're all knives that you can still get to this day. As of today, these are all my favorite knives in certain categories. So I had a small category, a gentleman's knife category. I had an EDC category, and now we're onto the bruisers slash camping knives. So we're gonna just do the bruisers to begin with. And the first one up is the Spyderco SMF. Did you hear that click? This something about Spyderco. I don't really know what he does, but he's got a great lockup, great action. He makes a good knife. Now he doesn't put any steel lock bar on his frame locks, but they're carbonized, the titanium here. I haven't owned one long enough and used it hard enough, I guess, to have a problem with it. So far, I use my knives a lot, but, so far this lockup is perfect. This is a honking knife. And Strider, it makes a perfectly ergonomic knife. These two finger areas here are just amazing. And then his knives get wider in the back, so it just feels great in the hand. I can't describe to you how perfect this knife is, and his pocket clips do not interfere with my hand at all. I've used this knife pretty hard, and pocket clip doesn't get in the way. The jimping's not too rough. It's a little bit spikier than his other knife. If you watch my last video, there's the SNG. So this knife is not quite as smooth and rounded as the SNG, but it's a bigger knife. It's a bigger boy. And I like both of these knives, but of the two, I think the SNG is better. That's a side note. But anyway, this is the Performance series, you can tell, based on the pivot. These are washer knives. This particular knife comes in Magna Cut. This is a slow roll knife. I just love this knife. This is on a PVD coating. He uses very big hardware here. This is a standard tool you can use. I think it's an Allen bit. I don't remember what size it is, but you can use an Allen tool to take this knife apart. His standoffs are real beefy. It's a cool knife. I mean, it's when you stick it in your pocket, this part sticks out, and this profile looks kind of cool. If you know anything about knives and you see that, you have a Strider in your pocket. Great knife, heavy duty, a beast of a knife. All right, next up in my beefy selection, of course, we'd have to do the AD10. Now, this is a Midway special edition AD10 made by Demco, or designed by Andrew Demco. It's actually made by Cold Steel. There we go. This is a titanium handle and a 3V steel. 3V steel is a pretty tough steel. It's a tool steel, though it has some stainless properties to it. It's not stainless per se, but it doesn't really rust very easy. I love this knife for its ergonomics and its beefiness. I mean, my hand fits in this area right here just perfectly. And it's got contoured scales, if you can tell. Contoured scales, and my hand just wraps around this knife and it conforms to it, and it feels great. The jimping here is not too rough. I just love that. This lock they call the triad lock, and it's supposedly very, very strong. It's the second strongest lock known to a folding knife, as from what I understand, and the first one, the strongest one, is the Shark Lock, also made by Andrew Demco. And this is according to the maker himself. He said that his strongest lock design is the Shark Lock. But this is renowned, this locking system here. And it is a folding blade that's almost as strong as a fixed blade, supposedly. This thickness on this blade is incredible. This is, like I say, a beefy knife. It's my go-to kind of knife when I walk in the woods, or walk through the hood or whatever. This is a knife that I take with me. It's amazing. It's heavy. I believe it's like 9 ounces or something like that. I mean, I don't like that Cold Steel does all this billboarding on it, but whatever. Oh, and for a heavy duty knife like this, it is amazingly sharp. Check this out. I mean, this is just, I might have a, oh, look at that. Well, let's go ahead and do this for a second. Bet you that's all it needs, right? Look at that. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Wow. Love this knife. This is a sharp knife. Yes, yes, yes. Great knife. Great ergonomics. Great weight. If you like a heavy knife, giddy up. This is it right here. Awesome, awesome knife. And next in the Bruiser lineup is, check it out, another Demco knife. This is the AD20 with the shark lock. This is the one I was saying that was stronger than this puppy here. You know, supposedly, according to Andrew Demco. So don't beat me up, you Cold Steel fans. But the action on this knife is pretty incredible. Like this thing is just so much fun to play with. Now, you know, I don't buy knives to play with them, but I certainly do play with them, but it's not the reason why I buy them. I do love a good washer action and the slow roll and all that, but this one is almost like a gravity knife. I mean, this is just incredible, and it's so clanky. It's like it's almost like a pipe, you know, industrial pipe clanking against another pipe. I'll shut up and listen to this. Man, that is so amazing. The ergonomics on this knife is incredible. Even though it's not chamfered, or excuse me, even though it's not contoured, it gets thick enough that it just feels good in my hand. Now, all the corners are rounded, so I like that. This is also in 3V blade steel, and it is super sharp. Now, I think they also make this knife in 20CV, but I don't have it in 20CV. Look at that. This is like a beefy knife. It is not quite as, the tip is a little bit thinner than the Demco, than the AD10, but it's a nice tall flat grind. This is just a great blade shape. I mean, it's a pokier knife than the other one. I love this jimping up here. It's smooth enough, but yet it has enough texture to keep your finger locked in on there. This action here is just amazing. And there's really nothing that goes wrong with this knife. There's a little spring inside here, but it's captured. I don't think there's anything ever going to go wrong with it. Now, this particular version of this knife is made in the USA. Now, if you buy the 20 AD or 20.5, this is made in Taiwan. This is made in America. And you can see there's a difference in the size there. I love this knife. I can't tell you how much I love this knife. It is inspiring. It is confidence inspiring. It's American made. It's heavy. It's got an amazing steel. It can do whatever you need it to do, and it has done quite a bit for me. I love this knife. Highly recommend it. There you go. And finally, for my bruiser category, now I have other larger knives, and I have a lot of EDC knives also. These are just the ones that I prefer, right? So I've got, four bruisers that I really prefer. This is an XM-24. This knife is gigantic. It feels big in the hand, and it's no bigger than a lot of these other knives. I mean, it's just slightly bigger, right? You know, we're just talking, it's ever so slightly bigger. But something about it just feels really big. It's smaller than this SMF. But it just feels big. It's weird because I'll pick this knife up and I'll use it. And then I'll pick up an EDC knife, and they feel like toys compared to this knife. It is an amazing Hinderer. It's in that XM18 style. It's just larger size. And Hinderer, and recently in the last, let's say, year, have finally started releasing their knives very, very sharp. A lot of times you used to get their knives with not such a great edge on them. But this one comes in, and all the recent Hinderers have come in really super sharp. This is an S45VN. They do that steel very, very well. The lockup on this thing is solid. Yeah, it's ergonomic. I love this banana shape to it. This pocket clip works really well. It's got a steel lock bar insert and this over travel stop, and it just really works very, very well. There's really not a lot about this knife that I don't like. I mean, it's heavy and it's big and check, check. That's what I like, right? The only thing I don't really love about this knife is it's full shut. It's a little bit of a guillotine. It's easy enough to get your finger out of the way. And with the Hinderer in this flipper, you can just let it drop on your finger and then move it out of the way. There's no play at all, so I didn't really mess with the pivot. I figured it's working fine. Just leave it alone. I carry this knife, again, when I'm expecting trouble, quite honestly, or when I'm wearing my jeans and I'm not at work. This is a difficult knife to kind of conceal because it's so heavy and it's so big, which I love. That's what I love about it. I wouldn't call this a EDC knife. It is a bruiser. All right, moving on. What else do we got? Going to my camping knives. And we're going to start off with my oldest camping knife, the Spyderco Spider Chef. This is made out of LC200N steel. It is part of their Salt series. It's got a very unique design to it, and it might be unappealing to some people, but I love this design. It's got, these curves here. It goes here, and then here, and then here. It feels great in the hand, though it's thin. So it's a little awkward, but it's a great camping knife because, it disappears in your pocket. It's got this amazing sheep foot. I love a sheep's foot for camping, for food prep and even feather sticking. This works really well. This LC200N is a nitrogen steel. It will not rust, period. Just like your Vanek steel. It has a Spidey hole. This is a Spyderco. Of course, it has a Spidey hole, which is a great deployment system, though it's a right hand only kind of deployment system because the lock bar kind of covers the hole. It has this great pocket clip. I love the wire clip. You can tell, I don't know if you can see, I've got a lot of wear in this knife. I have definitely not babied it, and it's just a great knife. And it comes in a super sharp, and it is still super sharp. And we're going to go one more time. Here we go. Look at that. Whew. Anyway, this is a great knife. All right. What else? Coming up to the end here. This is a new knife, and this is an aftermarket Kydex sheath to it. I like an appendix carry knife, and this one came in an appendix carry, but technically it should have been an appendix carry sheath, but it just didn't really work very well. So I replaced it with this one here. I like this sheath because of the you can strap this around your belt without taking your belt off. This is a Ursus Cub made by White River. If you can't tell from the very subtle design over here, this is a great knife. It comes with, like I said, a different sheath, and it has a ferro rod. It's a great camping knife, and this is the camping knife category. Over here, the spine is rounded, but as soon as you get to this point right here, it's now squared off a 90 degree. So this is great for striking a ferro rod. The scales on this knife is somewhat contoured, and it's thick, so it fits pretty good in the hand. It's a little on the smaller side for me. I mean, it's a good size, but if it was just a tiny bit bigger, I think it would have been nicer. Like if they had this scale come down straight down, it'd have been perfect. But it's not bad, don't get me wrong. And if you have smaller hands, it worked pretty good. This is not a problem unless you're really hard to use this knife. Now, I've seen videos of the knife where people have complained about that. I'm not complaining because I haven't really hard used this knife yet. It's cold. I purchased this in the winter time, and I have not yet used this for camping. I EDC this knife. It's a great EDC knife. It's a Magna Cut. It is super sharp. It's got a nice thick full tang design to it. I love this size. I love appendix carrying this knife. I will eventually, camp with this knife. So I got it. And the reason why I got that is because of this knife right here. This is the Guardian 3.5. It also comes in the same, I purchased the same sheath for it from the same company. I'll post the name of the company. in the video. But this is a great size knife. It's about the same size as this Ursus Cub. And that's the reason why I got the Ursus Cub, because I love this size. So this here is my most used fixed blade. Guardian 3.5. It's got this wonderful finger choil here, if you want to call it that, or a finger guard. The scale has no indexing for the finger, for your fingers, so you can really place them anywhere. The jimping here is well placed. It's got a real thick stock to it. It's got an amazing sharp edge to it. This is a great knife. Now, I carry this knife all the time when I'm hiking and when I ride my motorcycle. I purchased this Kydex sheath to go around my water bladder because I ride dual-purpose motorcycles and I ride off-road quite a bit, and I carry water on me because it's hot. I live in the South, and you need water, right? But I wanted to wear this on the outside of my jacket because if I was to ever need a knife for safety purposes, I don't want to have it in my pocket. I also wear like gear, Gore-Tex gear that, you know, it's harder to get to your pocket. So I wanted something on the outside. You know, oftentimes when I say that to people, they talk about how dangerous it is. It could puncture my body, but it does have, the blade kind of points up to this rivet here, so hopefully it won't go through this rivet, but you know, if it does, it does. But in any event, this knife is just perfect. The Magna Cut on this knife is amazing. I've taken this scale off to check out. So I ride in the rain all the time with this knife on the outside of my jacket, and I go camping with it all the time in very damp conditions. And after a couple of years, I took the scales off to see if there was any rust underneath this on the scales, and there was not a lick of rust on it. And I think I have a video on that under the Guardian playlist, Guardian Knives playlist, so go check that out. The only thing I would say that's bad about this knife, or is not so great about this knife, is these hardware here. Whatever they're using, it's not rust-proof hardware, and they have developed a little bit of rust after a long time. And that's one thing, the reason why I got this knife too, is because the hardware is stainless steel. So I didn't want to take this off my water bladder. It's just easier to just leave it there. But I wanted the EDC, a fixed blade. So I got this one, and I learned from, you know, this knife that I wanted some stainless steel hardware. Okay, well, that wraps up my favorite knives of 2024. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a thumbs up on it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm a tiny little channel, and everything I'm purchasing here is purchased with my own money. And so you are getting a completely unbiased opinion. Unbiased in terms of uninfluenced by me getting free merchandise. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Until next time, I will see you later, and thank you for watching.